And welcome back to our hot stage where we're looking at the Monte Carlo Grand Prix, at least the fallout of the Monte Carlo Grand Prix. Last time we spoke to you, Evans was leading by, well, a slender lead, but he was leading. And then, not quite disaster, but it kind of went downhill. And he described his Saturday, I think, with a very much a four-letter word beginning with S. But let's get into the final results. Thierry Neuville is our Monte Carlo winner in the Hyundai i20, closely followed by Sebastian Ogier and Elfyn Evans. Yes, the man we were thinking potentially could win, the favourite still for the title, I think, Elfyn Evans in the Toyota. Fourth was Tanak, fifth was Formau, and sixth was Mikkelsen, and seventh was Takumato Katsuta. So, and then it was the WRC twos, but congratulations to Thierry Neuville. We'll get into him, his story in a bit. But I mean, what a heartbreak for Evans. Yes, for Evans' sake. And now here on dirtfish.com, they've got a story basically saying it all started so well, and it did, didn't it? 2 stage wins on that first Thursday evening, a 15.1 second cushion built over Monte Maestro, they've put Sebastian Ogier. And, well, Sebastian Ogier, even further behind compared to that 15.1. Evans looked set for that Monte Carlo to start 2024 off with a bang. Instead, it says here, his charge fizzled out, fading into that third place. Ogier provided the spark in his battle with Thierry. It all gone wrong on Saturday. Yes, a hybrid deployment issue on stage number 10 didn't really help, but it wasn't the main reason, though, for his slide down that leaderboard. On Dirtfish is reporting that Evans recapped his Saturday in one word, beginning with S, 4-letter word, has the word hit in as well. But he said, I don't know whether I was just driving badly or what, he told Dirtfish, but I didn't enjoy the same level of confidence in the car yesterday afternoon in the conditions we had compared to the rest of the weekend. His team principal thinks he understands what went wrong, though. We know Evans is a confidence driver here. His purple patch at the back end of last year correlated with that feeling at one with the Toyota Rally car. So, does it mean for Evans to win this title, he's going to have to be absolutely confident in that car and trust it? And it was literally what was underneath him was the problem, the road and its condition. And he said, I think what happened with him was that he was the first car on the road. His car was working well for the clean road, explained the team boss, Lavella. And he went on to say, then he came to the dirty roads with the cuts and he couldn't get the car working. So, working for him that well. Then he felt he didn't want to take the risks. So he backed off, and that was the decision he wanted to do. He went on to saying, I know you wanted to have important points for the championship, because if you think about 2 years ago when you went off at Cisteron, it was a difficult season for him. So he knows he wants to have a podium result, get the points, and then it's easier to go to Sweden. Now, in a sit down with Dirtfish before the season began, Evans highlighted that his 2022 season started, well, essentially he learnt a lesson from that start, and he decided after 2 years of being picked by Ogier that it was time to go a bit more win or bust, an approach that he'd later decide simply hadn't worked, and consistency was the better approach. If you look at Calais last year, consistency very much was the approach for him winning that title. So, I mean, next up, we have Ogier was still proud. This is from motorsport.com. Yep, he declared himself proud of his Monte Carlo performance following an extremely difficult weekend, personally, for the 8-time world champion who had to manage a roller coaster of emotions. So the Toyota driver, he challenged for a record extending 10th, double figures Monte Carlo win before ultimately losing a gripping head-to-head against Hyundai's Thierry Neuville by a margin of only 16.1 seconds. The second place finish marked his 13th podium in 15 Monte Carlo starts. I mean, absolutely amazing. And he produced an inspired drive to, he ended up winning 6 stages, including a 700th career stage victory. However, after setting a fastest time on Friday, stage 5, which he won by 11.2 seconds, Ogier was close to tears. And at the end of the rally, he'd revealed he'd been dealing with the loss of a close supporter who ignited his motorsport career just days prior to the event. He said, it's been first of all, a nice battle with Thierry. Well done to him, as he has been really fast this weekend. For me, it's a rollercoaster of emotions. I struggle a lot on Friday, especially. He said, it was hard to say goodbye on Monday to a person who was very important to me, who basically launched my career in motorsports and who bought me my first kart. There is never a good time for these things, but it was so sudden. Now, given the personal challenges as Motorsport.com reports, he faced during one of the toughest rallies, Ogier was really proud of his display in what could be described as the most challenging of circumstances. He said, I tried my best and it wasn't the easiest of weeks for me. So altogether, I think I really tried everything I could manage. I could manage my emotions and the job the best I can, he added. So, I mean, fair play to him. If he's going through that, that must have been so difficult to concentrate. And I can only imagine. I mean, rally, your weekend is over. One misstep, that is your entire weekend. It's not like in Formula One. If you do it like in a practice session or qualifying, you kind of have another go for race day. Nope, that could be your whole weekend completely destroyed and stopped. And the fact he did as well as he did, I think is absolutely amazing. But once again, though, congratulations to Thierry. This is again from dirtfresh.com. He's explained it as perfect harmony, the key to the Monte Carlo victory. And the article from Dirtfish starts with, when you hear the words perfect harmony, what comes to mind? Something idyllic like teaching the world to sing, for instance, or maybe a meal in a Michelin-starred restaurant. He said, whatever image may pop in your head, the point is that those particular words are not used lightly. They're reserved for things that are special, things that are absolutely flawless, the article says. And it pretty much uses that to describe Thierry Neuville's Monte Carlo Grand Prix World Championship Rally Season Opener win. Now, upon returning to Monte Carlo after a weekend where the Belgian took huge risks to gain time, but somehow always seemed in total control of his Hyundai i20, save for a spin on Friday morning in, I think, a special stage 4. I think Neuville revealed the secret behind his second Monte Carlo success. He basically said, I felt in control the whole weekend. We had maybe one moment where we were still a little bit on the brakes, but we still made the corner. It was the only moment we had this weekend, and then other than this, I've really felt in control. He went on to saying we were in perfect harmony with the car. The gravel crew had done a good job, so that's really important for us. When it all came together, performances like this are possible. Perfect harmony, ? But have we ever heard those words before in Monte Carlo? I don't know, replied Neuville. It was even for us a surprise that it was working that well, and that the car was working so good in all circumstances that we faced this weekend, basically. I mean, when we go into Sweden, it's going to be a very, very different story here. But, I mean, congratulations to all from that our first major big motorsport event of the year. Went off without too many hitches, was the Rally Monte Carlo. Absolutely fantastic event. Thank you very much, and like and subscribe if you can. If you made it to the end, you are a rally champion in our eyes. Thank you very much, and we will indeed speak to you soon.